All right, ladies and gentlemen, and others, depending on how you identify. Welcome back to Nerd is the Word. I am Josh,
I'm Jeff.
and we got a good show for you today.
Oh, Mando everything.
Mando everything. Oh, such a good episode. But before we get into, probably one of the best things to come out of Star Wars in the past couple years. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing all right. Let's say it's already done with work for the day. It's weird to have work in the mornings now.
Yeah, it's... I know how that feels, but you know.
Yeah.
What have you been watching in our away time before we united like the Justice League of old?
Let's see. Obviously, Mando. I really want to say that that's it, other than just like sports stuff. I want to say NBA season started technically yesterday, but for the Hawks it starts tonight. So I'll probably end up watching some of that. Just had Alabama football won the SEC championship, so now it's on to the playoffs. My alma mater, Georgia Southern, has their bowl game tonight. I honestly don't even know who we're playing.
All things that I have no idea about.
Yeah, it's odd like sports time, so I haven't really watched anything like Mando was a must watch as soon as we could, but
oh yeah, it's like I told you. We had planned on me and Serena were gonna watch it our usual time after she gets off work. But I forgot that, she's working till 11 now, so she's gonna get off later. So we watched it that morning because I saw Kevin Smith post that him crying and old dude telling, now you need to grow a pair. And he's like, I did grow another pair. I did grow a pair of tear ducts. It was like, yeah, okay. So we watched it, and she watched me cry because, let's be honest, that was rather emotional.
I didn't cry, but like that whole last 10 minutes up until like the Luke reveal, I had like full body like goosebumps,
chills. Oh, it was so good. I did think it's kind of funny though with the whole the dark saber and the you have to win it. You can't just give it to her. Did I send you that picture from the Clone Wars? I think it was the Clone Wars or Rebels.
Where she was given.
Yeah, where she was given. She was like, the lady said, I don't want it anymore. So here it is. And Bo-Katan's like, I'll take it with honor. And I had the picture of Obi-Wan, the visible confusion.
So I saw something where somebody was talking about that, where it's more so the fact that if she doesn't have it anymore, that means that she lost it, and so it's not like she can have it given to her again because it still makes her live weak, where she wouldn't be worthy of like owning it to the point.
Yeah.
So like I kind of get where she feels the need to win it back, especially if Moff Gideon was the one that took it from her.
Yeah.
She wanted her revenge with him.
And I noticed that the second that Mando brings her in and she's like looking like you had one fucking job. But I was sitting there telling Serena, I was like, have her punch him in the face and him go, here you go. And there, boom, she won it in combat.
It's not the same.
I know it's not, but that's something I would do. I'd be like, just punch me. Just punch me really hard and I'll give up. But no, how did you feel about Luke Skywalker? Because I know we've talked about that.
Even
in past
every
episodes.
time that like I saw the things pointing to it being Luke, I was like, no, maybe it's not. Oh, please don't be. Like during the whole like just badass entrance scene, like the whole time I was just like, please don't be Luke. Please don't be Luke. Please don't be Luke. Please don't be Luke. And then it was Luke, and I was like, okay. Well, at least, but the only thing that saved it for me is the fact that they didn't recast it.
Yeah.
They just kind of did like a de-aging thing and still had Mark
Kind of the same thing they did
Hamill.
with Grand Moff Tarkin and Princess Leia in the past movies.
Yeah.
They kind of made him look younger, which I was okay with that, but they showed the X-Wing, and I was like, maybe it could be Ahsoka, because they never showed you what Ahsoka's ship was. So there's a universe in which she does have an X-Wing.
Sure, yeah.
And I was like, okay, it's gonna be Ahsoka, and that's what
I didn't think it was gonna be Ahsoka. I was still leaning more towards trying to bring in the Ezra?
Yeah.
I would have liked to have seen that, or like the dude from the video game, just to kind of bring some more stuff
Just
into
something
canon.
new.
Yeah, like let the fucking Skywalkers rest.
Because I really am. I never thought I'd see the day that I said I'm tired of seeing Skywalkers. But I'm tired of seeing Skywalkers. But no, like, me and Serena were watching, I was like, it's not Luke. And they showed the lightsaber, I was like, okay, it's a green lightsaber, but that could be anybody. And they showed the hand.
I was gonna say, the hand was the biggest one for me. I was like, oh, that's probably
Well,
Luke.
I sat there, I was like...
Please don't be Luke. Please don't be Luke.
Well, I was like, he's wearing a glove. He wear gloves. It's cold. It's space. And then, it's the black robes. I was like, anybody can wear black. I mean, come on. It's a color. And then they kept showing stuff. I was like, that lightsaber looks a lot like Luke's. But it's probably not. He probably threw it. I mean, Luke has a habit of throwing lightsabers. And then they showed the hood come down. And I was like, fuck. And I was also sitting there like, see, they had to bring Mark Hamill in for the voice. They had to.
Yeah, I was gonna say, as long as it was not like recast,
even if they would have had Sebastian Stan go in, I really wouldn't have minded. I wouldn't have minded just because they favor, and with as much digitalizing as they can do, I think they would be able to do it well. I did like the fact that they did keep true and Mark Hamill voiced Luke. And he sounded a lot like young Luke rather than like the old man, drinking blue milk or Luke, blue milk, green milk. But no, I mean, I don't think I sent you the picture, but it was the one from Umbrella Academy where they're looking at each other and it's like, I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And it showed Boba Fett, Luke.
Boba Fett on his way out and Luke on his way in, like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
You.
I saw one that had Boba Fett going, hey guys, did we win? And he looks, and Luke's like, you have a lot of nerve being here. And Boba Fett's like, you have a lot of nerve being alive. But no, I love this episode. I
was honestly more happy for R2 to be in it.
I did not expect R2 to be in there. But I like the picture where
I just wanted R2 to see Baby Yoda for the first time and just like absolutely wig out after seeing Yoda. After having to deal with Yoda, because you got to think, like, this is after, like, he went through the things with Yoda on Dagobah.
With him hitting the damn... I did see... I did see...
Like, just to see, like, a smaller version of that just go...
I did see a picture of that R2, and he goes, if I see a stick even near his general direction, I'm tasing this little bastard. That would have been funny to see, but, I don't know, I'm excited to see what they've got cooking. I mean... And
because obviously they're set up for they said that they were going to do a Luke Skywalker show. So again, like, I let it be, but I mean,
here's the thing: if they do a Luke Skywalker show, I won't be pissed.
I think that's the point where you could probably get a recast, and it would be okay going in knowing that it's going to be like something different, like
physically demanding.
Yeah,
because let's be honest, Mark Hamill. Not exactly a spring chicken anymore.
Well, so in terms of the de-aging, like, they don't actually have Mark Hamill there.
Well, exactly,
like, they just take it and slap it on someone who kind of looks like what old Mark Hamill used to look like. And just slap it over the top.
But, like, if they're going to do a Luke Skywalker TV show, that's fine. I get it. They have IP that they need to use. Make it like the extended universe Luke. Like, do Grand Master Luke. Have him fight basically a planet.
I mean, to be fair to all the stuff that they set up in between, was it episode 7? Where they had about like the temple that he had, where he was like trying to reset up like the Jedi temple and all. Like, they set up a lot of cool things that like I want to know about time-wise. Like, what was he actually doing between 6 and 7?
I would like to see him bring a whole new generation of Jedi, even though we know what's going to happen. I did see a picture the other day that it was everyone thinking that Favreau is gonna wipe out the sequels, and it showed
Really,
him backdooring in
he's just like
Snoke
setting
and all
it
that.
up. Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I mean, a Luke Skywalker TV show would be awesome. Give me more Jedis, because I love Jedis. But I don't know, man. I mean, I think they need to wait on that. I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I don't think that one was coming anytime soon. Like, I think we're getting Ahsoka before that.
Mm-hmm.
I would imagine since they gave us the date for Boba Fett, that means that they've already been working on the Boba Fett show.
Which I can't wait for that.
So that's going to be next December. So we'll have that. We should have Ahsoka before then. Before like any of this Luke Skywalker stuff. And was it the Bad Batch that was the other one that's supposed to be?
Yes.
That was already started production?
Yeah, I believe it was Bad Batch.
So there's going to be at least 3 shows plus another season of Mando. Before any of that plus the Obi-Wan show too. So like there's going to be plenty of stuff in between that I think it'll be okay.
I mean, I'm excited for everything that Star Wars is doing. I loved that end credit scene though.
Yeah, with him going back and taking over.
Yeah, well, you call it Boba the Hutt?
Boba the Hutt, yeah.
I loved that. Serena glared at me when I said that. I was like, Boba the Hutt. She just looks at me, and I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. I apologize. But no, I mean,
because you see him in like his nice new clean armor,
sitting, just like
just sitting like a pimp in that chair.
I like everyone's like, Boba's now a good guy, and he's sitting there in the chair. He's like, oh no.
No, Boba not a good guy.
Boba was never a good guy.
Boba his own guy.
But no, I mean, you know what I also did like though was when the X-wing lands and Moff Gideon's kind of sitting there, and they're like, "It's one X-wing." And he's like, "Oh shit." He just looks.
So I don't think that he didn't get that face until until the first few just started getting taken out.
Yeah.
And then
he was looking. He was like, well.
Yeah, and that's when he decided to go full Nazi and try and kill the target, then kill himself.
I don't know, man. That dude is such a good actor. He is so good, and they're talking about people want him to be Doctor Doom. Which I'm not 100% for. If they have his voice for Doctor Doom, I
mean, yeah, I could... Honestly, I guess you could do that because it would just be like a guy in a mask.
Yeah, you don't exactly need... I mean, look at Star Wars.
So here's the thing. Like, if you want to do that, you could have him be Doom after he gets the mask. But if I would get somebody else to play him before...
Yeah, when he's just Victor.
Yeah, like when he's Victor. I would have there be a difference.
Which, yeah. But, I mean, look at Darth Vader. You got a dude in the suit and...
Was it like 5 people that made Darth Vader?
Yeah, and you got like James Earl Jones as the voice, and it's like, oh, okay, that'll work. Put someone else in the Dr. Doom suit. Have, what's his name? I can never remember.
Giancarlo Esposito.
Yeah. I can never remember his name. I look at it and I was like, yeah, I'm not trying that. But have his voice, that would be great. But no, I mean, what was your favorite part of the episode other than Luke?
Honestly, it was the Darksaber versus the Beskar fight.
That was so cool.
Like the Beskar staff.
That was so good. I loved it.
It was really good choreography. It showed
better choreography.
It showed how the Darksaber was actually built differently than the regular lightsabers, because you can go back and see in the fight with where it was Ahsoka versus what's her name?
Yeah,
from episode 5. Where even when the lightsabers hit the Beskar, like nothing really happened.
It was like kind of sitting there, but with the Darksaber, it was like
it looked like
glowing.
It was glowing because it was heating up the metal itself.
And that
means that like the Darksaber is really like the highest tier of lightsaber. And so
that was so good.
And so now Mando has it, which is wild.
Well, I thought it was cool that didn't think it was cool. I thought it was interesting to see Mando's trust when Moff Gideon was like, take him. I don't need him anymore. And Mando's like,
All right.
okay. And I'm sitting there like, dude, look at him. He looks like the face of someone who's gonna just stab you in the back. Why would you trust that? But no, the significance of the first living creature to touch Mando's face was Baby Yoda.
I mean, that's his son. Like,
it was beautiful. And I also like the fact that when Luke came in, he's like, he doesn't want to go with you, and Luke's just like, no, that's not the case at all. He wants you to say it's okay. And it's like, oh, he has to make an adult decision now.
mm-hmm.
Either love his child or
I wouldn't necessarily say adult decision, but he has to. It's like his first decision as like a parent to like let the kid go. Like,
yeah.
And speaking of that, like now that he's off with Luke, does that mean that does that mean that we get, because there's no longer gonna be Mando and Baby Yoda, does that mean we get more like Mando and Bo-Katan?
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it's gonna be like a Mando, Bo-Katan,
like maybe try and like go back and
yeah, I think
retake over Mandalore.
I think that's what it's gonna be. I think the coming season is gonna be. He's already finished his quest with Baby Yoda, so now he needs something else. He's gonna help Bo-Katan take Mandalore, which I'm down for. I'm 100% down for.
And as owner of the Darksaber, I mean,
he can do it.
It's his planet to control.
Yeah, I do think that's gonna cause problems. I expect a Bo-Katan Mando fight soon, honestly.
Well, I mean, Dave Filoni's the one that's made all those fights happen in the past, so I mean, why not have another live action one?
I see that happening. I see it being. I honestly, my prediction is they're gonna fight, and it's gonna be just like most things. She's gonna get the Darksaber. She's gonna be like, I was just kidding, right? And it's like, really? Were you just kidding?
It's either, so for me, it's either got to be that, or maybe they team up with Ahsoka trying to find Thrawn.
Maybe, yeah.
And
there are so many possibilities.
Maybe Ahsoka pops back in to like try and teach him how to fight with a lightsaber. That'd be kind of cool.
Maybe there are so many just possibilities of what can happen, and I'm excited for all of it because the Ahsoka show is going to be great. I want to see what they're going to do with Mando season 3 though, because everyone goes to Mandalorian for story, yeah, but also for Baby Yoda.
Well, maybe that's what the plot is going to be of the new, like, the Luke Skywalker show.
Probably.
Maybe it's going to pick up immediately after he takes Baby Yoda off the ship, and then
there's also a chance though that they could do a take back of Mandalore, but it could also be like they jump to when Baby Yoda's trained.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, I wouldn't mind the time jump.
I really wouldn't. I would like to, and I'm sure if Mando is going to help with the taking back of Mandalore, they're going to show it.
Yeah.
They're not just, and it's not going to be like a flashback thing. They're going to have the full plan and everything. But
I wouldn't mind seeing it like Arrow style, where even though it's flashbacks, like it's like they're longer extended flashbacks where you can still get some.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that.
You still get like the content needed for like an actual. So it doesn't look like just kind of like spliced in. Like it looks like it matters to be there.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. I'm more on. I want to see it happen in real time. But I really wouldn't mind the whole Arrow aspect of, they're going to tell a story and it'll flash back to them taking back Mandalore, come back whenever needed. But I don't know. I just want to see what this Book of Boba is going to be.
I feel like there's going to be some kind of like Star Wars comic or what's the name of like the books that don't ever get
the like extended universe.
Yeah, like there's going to be some kind of extended universe like story about Boba that hasn't. Because, like, I know there was already a story about Boba where he survives the Sarlacc pit, gets his armor back, and, like, does some stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I know that's something that's already happened in the books, but I don't know about the full story, so...
Yeah, I really haven't followed much of the Star Wars books or movies or comics in recent years. But I don't know. I mean, it's going to be good because I'm pretty sure they wouldn't. They're not Rian Johnson. They're not going to put a Star Wars thing thinking it's going to be shit. But Book of Boba is just going to be... It'd be really cool if it's just him and what's her face? What's her name?
I wanted to say Jenner, so I know that's not it.
Yeah. But old girl.
Yeah.
It would be cool if it's just them doing bounties. Honestly. If I have an underlying story, but have it be kind of like the first episode of Mando. You know, you have the story over here, but also you're going to go around and they're going to go to different planets. They're going to pick up bounties. There's a story on the side.
I mean, I wouldn't even mind it being like a season-long bounty, like they're having to like track somebody down to kill them.
That would be awesome.
And, like, like that, just like to see like the full plan, like where you have to, from like day one, you get the target, you have to find the target, you have to figure out how you're going to infiltrate whatever to kill them, and then you watch it happen. That
would be a cool ass video game, though.
Yeah, I mean, if we can get like a Mandalorian game that's kind of like like a Grand Theft Auto, like open world type, like Cyberpunk, like all those games.
You know what I just realized? We never talk about games or anything on here. We haven't yet. Have you played? Well, let's get on with Mando, and then I'll ask you that. But I think we're actually kind of hard done with Mando, aren't we?
I mean, there's still more stuff. Like I think one of the cool things about that episode was the fact that they purposefully framed the
Luke Skywalker over the Vader from Rogue One.
It was meant to be like a callback to how Vader entered in Rogue One, like in the hallway scene.
It's kind of like what I said. Who did it better, father or son?
Yeah,
that was really cool.
It runs in the family.
Yeah, that was really cool to see because you've actually never really seen Luke do any lightsaber stuff.
Well, it's not that you didn't. It's the fact that like when those movies were made, like the technology wasn't there to make it look as good as it is.
But now you're seeing that's a Luke Skywalker you've never seen.
Yeah, because like
and even in Last Jedi, he just kind of stood there with a lightsaber. And there you go.
I was gonna say it was like old. It was like old Luke, where it was the same thing with like Vader. Like Vader's prime was before like all these movies took place.
Yeah.
Like episode 4, 5, and 6, like chronologically, it was all. Like, his prime was really, like, when the Rogue One type stuff was happening. And, like, before. Like, where he was, like... He hadn't started to wither down as much.
Rogue One happened immediately before New Hope, though.
But I'm saying, like, with the fact that the technology wasn't there. Like, you could...
Well, I get what you're saying.
Like, in episode... in A New Hope, like, it was very... Like, the fighting was very methodical. It was very... It was like, well-planned... Like, it was very basic, but, like, in terms of, like, was the first time that you've seen... Yeah, it's the first time that you've seen Vader in his true glory with the ability to, like, actually show it with, like, the fight scenes that were, like, in the prequel trilogy. Like, those, like, lightsaber fights were absolutely beautiful.
So beautiful.
And so to be able to see Vader do something like that, and then now Luke be able to do something like that, to just show how strong and like actually good with the weapon they actually were.
One of my favorite parts of that Vader part though, from Rogue One, is the fact that it's so dark and you can hear him breathing a little bit. Like not a lot, but you're like, is that? And then you see it doesn't even like fully go out like fast. It's slow. The lightsaber, like, turning on is, like, slow. And you see everyone's like, oh, fuck. And
like that.
Like when he's just like
that is
blocking
still-
bullet, he chokes a guy, throws him on a ceiling. You're like, oh,
that scene from Rogue One is still, I think, my most favorite scene of any Star Wars.
What gets me
ever.
though is they had a.
It's just
I think it was a
badass.
trend on YouTube and all that, where everyone's watching, everyone's like crying and freaking out. It's like you're crying at, and it wasn't like a tears of joy like anyone would do if they watch Star Wars. Because let's be honest, I mean, I do it, but it was like a sad fear. It's like, really, you're afraid of Darth Vader? They made him scary. He's not that scary. He wasn't bawling your eyes out in fear crying. He was like, oh my God, it's beautiful. They did Vader right crying.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I mean, I did like the whole Luke, the hallway, because it was a good homage. It was... I'm trying to find the words. It felt right. It felt right that we would see that. Which is why I wasn't 100% angry about Luke.
I thought that it was well done to have him in it. Like, it wasn't, as much as I didn't want to see it, it wasn't like a poor...
Yeah, it was...
It wasn't done poorly, so I was okay with it.
Yeah, if they would have done it poorly, we'd be having a whole different conversation right now.
Yeah.
But I kind of feel like Luke was
in-
inevitable in this show.
Trust in the Father of Jon Favreau and the Holy Spirit of Dave Filoni.
But no, I feel like Luke was inevitable. I feel like he was like Thanos. He was inevitable.
It was the obvious choice for a reason.
He was
It's
going to
just
be there.
everybody wanted to be the one to get the... Everybody wanted to be the one to get like the oddball pick right.
Yeah, I think I would have loved for it to be somebody else, but let's be honest, it was always going to be Luke. I don't know why anyone ever thought it wasn't going to be.
Yeah, and like Luke was he's definitely the one that makes sense, just because like in terms of like the timeline, like he's looking for these kinds of different ancient Jedi things, and
that's when he first was when he was first going to rebuild the Jedi Order. So it like you said, it does make sense. He's out. He's looking for all of these Force sensitive people.
The like the ancient Jedi sites, which is probably why he knew about the temple on whatever.
Which I would have, and I would have loved to see Mace Windu or see Ezra, but I think they're going to save Ezra for Ahsoka, which more power to them. That's smart of them too.
And honestly, like that doesn't mean that like Mando and Bo-Katan, like they can't come into that show.
Exactly.
So it would be cool to see Mando appear in someone else's show.
Here's the thing. Dave Filoni is a genius. He worked on Avatar: The Last Airbender. One of my favorite shows of all time. I've watched that show probably about 6 times.
I know, you tell me every time.
Every time?
Every time.
Every time. Which way you gotta watch it? But I mean,
cabbages.
He worked on that show, and he's just honestly a really good writer, and that's what I think a lot of like TV shows and the newer Star Wars movies lacked, was really good writing. Because you know me, I'm a sucker for if I watch something that is written very well, I'm all in. Which is like anything Zack Snyder, I'm in for.
Yeah.
But Dave Filoni, he just has a way where when he makes something Star Wars, it feels personal. You know what I mean? It feels like it needs to be there. Like it's not written by someone who just wants money. It's written by someone who is actually a fan of this.
Yeah.
And I love... That's why anything that Dave does, I'll watch. Anything that Favs does, I'll watch. I mean, this is the same dude that gave us Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. And look at that.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
he launched the whole MCU.
exactly. I mean, and honestly, Elf. He gave us Elf. Have you seen any of Jon Favreau's like old acting parts?
Well, I think my favorite thing that I've seen Jon Favreau in is still, oh, what is that movie where they go? It's like couples retreat. Is it I swear he's in that movie.
I like Couples Retreat. Was he in that? I don't remember that.
Cause that was like I feel like he was there because he was like with the younger chick or whatever, and he was like because I know it had like Vince Vaughn in it, and it had
well, him and Vince Vaughn do a lot of stuff together.
Favreau was in there, Jason Bateman was in there, Faison Love with because that meme is hilarious where he's like naked like sitting over the water.
Yeah,
like that meme from that movie is great.
I like Swingers. That was a funny movie. That had Vince Vaughn in it too. Made.
But Favreau was in that one because it has Peter Serafinowicz as the like the main guy that runs the resort.
But like I like Jon Favreau's like Swingers was funny. Made was pretty good. But did you ever see Four Christmases?
I feel like I know what that is, but I never actually watched it.
It's got Vince Vaughn, and I want to say it's Reese Witherspoon. And
is it Witherspoon or without her spoon?
I hate you. That reminds me of that video. Did you hear about that actress that got stabbed? No. What was her name? Reese, and the dad goes, Witherspoon? And she goes, no with a knife. He stops everything and just looks at her with eyes just proud. But they got to go to like their family Christmases and all that, and I want to say Favreau is Vince Vaughn's brother. Oh, it's so funny. He's sitting there eating hot wings. And they're playing games with like a hourglass thing. Mm-hmm. He's like, flip the tube. He's like, what? He's eating wings and saying flip the tube. He's like, oh my God, that's disgusting. But it's funny. But no, Favreau, he could do anything. Happy Hogan, awesome, great. Made Spider-Man that much better. Because I also like the thing with Happy.
I didn't know that he was Foggy Nelson in Daredevil, like the bad one.
Yeah. He's in on a lot of stuff. A lot more than I knew he was. I know he's the doctor in Elf.
Yeah. Like I'm looking back at his IMDb page. He was in Batman Forever. As just a random person.
What?
It just lists him
Dude,
as
it's kind of like Ron Jeremy is in a lot more movies than you think he is. He was in Ghostbusters.
That's wild.
As just a dude in a crowd looking, and you're like, is that Ron Jeremy?
Oh boy.
And Ron Jeremy, he was also in Boondock Saints.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
As an Italian mobster. He was the remember the bearded dude, the Jesus looking dude?
It's been so long. I need to watch those again.
Watch it, because when you see him, you're like, that's fucking Ron Jeremy. That is... I think Ron Jeremy cameos need to be in a lot more things. He needs to be the new Stan Lee.
No, God,
not in Marvel, but in every other movie. Like...
The new Stan Lee cameos have to be Deadpool.
Dressed up as Stan Lee.
Dressed up as Stan Lee with like mullet and sunglasses and...
Oh, that would be so great.
Like he never has to talk, like, but you just like look you just look in the background and look, is it Stan Lee?
They're talking, you see Deadpool in the back with a newspaper just kind of looking over. You see like newspaper obscures half his face and he's just watching you like, Wade? Is that you? He looks back into the paper slowly. They never explain it. I would love that.
I would honestly love just a generic like Deadpool cameo in like every Marvel movie like now. Like just he doesn't have to say anything. Like even if it's just like there's something going on and he just like walks in the background, like looks and goes, "Oh, sorry," and just like
jumps out the window. Like, catch me, Parker!
Like slowly like creeps out of the shot. Like my bad, sorry guys.
Panic moonwalk. Don't you panic moonwalk away from me. But no, I watched a Ryan Reynolds movie yesterday that it's not exactly a comedy. It's called Mississippi Grind.
Can't say I've heard of
It's
it.
got him and Ben Mendelsohn.
Mendelsohn?
Yeah, the you know his.
Talos?
Yeah. And Ben, how do you say his last, is he's a poker player.
Okay.
And he's got a gambling addiction and all that. And Ryan Reynolds comes in and like starts buying him drinks and all that, and then they decide to start going to I think they're going to St. Louis to go to a big poker game.
Okay.
Oh, it is so good. It's a comedy, but it's also like a drama.
Mm-hmm.
And you know me, I can watch any movie. But Ryan Reynolds is so good in that movie. He's great in everything, but the more I think about it, I can't think of any dramas that Ryan Reynolds has been in. That's not like I can't think of any movies that's not like a comedy or like a romance movie.
Yeah, he was very, very like rom-com heavy at the start.
He was
sure.
in Just Friends. I mean, but this movie was interesting. And it also makes me realize I think Ryan Reynolds could play a good drug addict.
That was...
Which, no.
Okay.
No, like, if you look at him in that movie, he looks like he's strung out, you know? Like, he's got, you know, it's just the way his eyes looked. And it literally is... It's a random ADHD thought. But watching that movie made me think that he could... If someone hired him to do that, I wouldn't complain because I think it would be actually pretty good. You know what I mean? But I watched that yesterday. I mean, there's just a lot. There's a lot of movies that I wish I had seen back in the day, and now I'm just starting to watch it. Like I watched The End of the Tour, I believe it is. That's what it's called yesterday. It's got Jesse Eisenberg, you know, Lex.
Okay.
And Jason Segel. It's about the dude that wrote what did he write? What was the name of that book?
Because I know that Ryan Reynolds was it. Like, I'm trying to think of something that wasn't like a comedy that he was in, and the only thing that I can think of is like
he was in
Blade.
Yeah, Blade, and he was in.
Well, to be fair, he was like the comic relief in Blade, but he was in Blade.
Hello, my name is Fuck You. He was in Amityville, the remake of Amityville.
Me and scary movies aren't my forte.
Oh, that is all me, man. But what did that dude write? David Foster Wallace. He wrote... God, I'm trying to remember the name of that book. What did he write? It was Infinite Jest. I've never read it, like, ever. But apparently it's like, oh my god, it's so good. But it's Jesse Eisenberg is a Rolling Stone reporter,
mm-hmm.
and he follows him after on his book tour. It's actually pretty good. I'm a drama guy, which is why I like Chasing Amy. It's a comedy drama.
A dramedy.
Dramedy, and he spends his days chasing Amy, so to speak. But no, what I was gonna ask you was, have you played Cyberpunk? Have you seen anything about Cyberpunk? Since when people read the description of the podcast and it says we talk about video games and all that, and it's like we're on episode 7, we have yet to talk about a video game.
Well, I mean, honestly, like this is the first like big video game release. So I take that back. Like they had Miles Morales, but like I haven't had a chance to like watch any of the Miles Morales playthrough.
I'm not gonna watch it because I made the mistake watching the first Spider-Man,
mm-hmm.
and then I played it, and it just didn't feel the same. Like that's just me. When I play games, I try my best to avoid like the videos and all that. But if it comes to like, I was playing Resident Evil and I was so lost. I was like, screw it, pull the video up. Let's see how to do this. I mean,
I've seen a little bit of it, but like not enough to know really like what the story is.
What, Cyberpunk?
Yeah, like I know that it's like super duper customizable.
Yeah.
And it's like futuristic, super duper customizable, like to the point where you get to customize your genitals, which is hilarious.
That is hilarious.
And I mean, it's very lifelike. Let's put it that way.
I've heard it's very good. I want to play it, but
Like there's a lot of bugs that are going around with it, and I know PlayStation pulled it off of their market, like the PlayStation Store.
yeah.
Because like it had so many things wrong, and people kept complaining. They were just like, "Look, you know what? No game for you then. No game."
Yeah, well, it's kind of like I think Gianna posted it because I follow her on Facebook, and she was talking about people complaining
It's
about.
it's like, well, they told you it wasn't ready, and you bullied them into
Yeah,
releasing it. This is what you get.
Really? You're gonna look. Here's my thing. Okay, Kingdom Hearts. They pushed Kingdom Hearts 3 back 9 times, not because it wasn't done. Have you heard this story?
I know it was something about like they kept trying to, like it was trying to get like rights to use.
Well, that was part of it at the beginning, and then more towards the end, it was everyone kept making jokes, and they're like, "Oh, well, you're gonna push it back," and the developers are like, "What? Push back? Keep on. Keep." It's like your parents.
I was about to say,
When-
I know
when you-
there was at one point where they had to choose. They chose Final Fantasy over finishing that.
Yeah, which
Because it was like one of the Final Fantasy, I think it was like 7 remake.
yeah, it was the Final Fantasy VII remake.
And they said like everybody was just making fun of them for like constantly pushing back Kingdom Hearts, and it's like, okay, we're fine. Here's Final Fantasy VII remake.
Yeah,
Because
and
it's the same company that did both, so they couldn't do
Enix.
both at the same time.
it's the same company that did Avengers too. The Avengers game, which
So
I
that
have
was
yet to finish.
That was one of the things. Was I feel like there was supposed to be like the original plans were going to have a Star Wars level after Disney acquired Star Wars, and there was
level.
there was supposed to be a Star Wars level and a Marvel level in the game, but neither of those came true.
Which sucks, but I mean, I like the Kingdom Hearts games anyways. Doesn't matter what levels they put in there, but people complain about Cyberpunk. You bullied them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's different from us bullying the Sonic developers, and they gave us a good looking Sonic. It's different from that because they didn't have to do a whole game.
Yeah, it was just all they had to do was change out one character's siege. Which, to be fair, it's the main character of the movie. There's a lot of it.
Yes, and it takes a while, which is why you had like a 3 or it wasn't even 3 or 4 months.
It was longer than that. I think
It was like I think it was almost a year.
Yeah.
It was almost
But I tell you what, the end product was absolutely
it was
phenomenal.
so beautiful. I love that movie, and I didn't think I'd like it because I was never a really big Sonic guy, but I love that movie. That movie's great. But no, I mean, how are you gonna bitch about Cyberpunk? We want Cyberpunk, and they've been saying for years, hey, look, it's not done yet. This is going to be a big game. It's going to be fully immersive. You can't rush this.
Yeah.
And then they rush it. They were sending the developers death threats, and it was like, look, and I'm going to go ahead and say that if you listen to this and you send game developers death threats, go somewhere. I'm sorry. I feel like you can agree with me on this one.
I was about to say, there's no need to like threaten anybody.
No, I mean, it's
like it's one of those things that it just got rushed, and like with the COVID restrictions on a lot of things, like it is going to take more time, and people are impatient.
Very impatient.
So,
and at the end of the day, it's a game.
Mm-hmm.
It's a video game. I can get if the way you make your income is video games. That doesn't give you an excuse to send death threats. But I can understand where you're a little upset. But at the end of the day, it's also a video game.
Yeah, like not even that though, because like the people that like stream and like make YouTube, like it hasn't affected them really.
Not
like
really.
There's so many other games that like right now Among Us is like one of the most popular games to stream just because
that game's been out for a couple of years.
I don't know exactly how long it is. I just know that it recently got really popular.
Yeah,
but it's literally a $5 game.
Let me see the release. I feel like it's been like 18. Yeah, June 15th, 2018.
It's a legitimate $5 game.
Yeah, and that's making. And I personally haven't played it.
I have. Is
it fun?
It's absolutely fun.
Well, I have a friend of mine she snapped me the other day, and she was like, "Do you play Among Us?" I was like, "No, I haven't." I was like,
so
I
they
haven't
actually
gotten to yet.
they actually just had you can now play it on, I believe, Xbox and Switch. So Switch is actually really cool just because like Switch
I,
is portable.
I've been meaning to get a Switch.
So like you can legitimately like put that game on your Switch and like take it anywhere and play it. And
But
it's all cross play because it uses their servers. So you just have to access like you get if you want to play with like your friends, like they can create like a lobby, and then you can just put in like it gives you like a room code,
yeah,
and then you just put in that room code and it takes you straight to that game. So like you don't necessarily need like to have the same system, the same like you just so like I have it on my computer because like most of the fun stuff is like computer, and then like you'll get like a Discord channel so that way like people can like actually talk and not have to
yeah,
and it not be like having to type because that just takes forever.
yeah.
But
But now,
it's very fun, and it's like there's so many different modes that you can play. Like you can do so it's not modes like in the game. It's like other things. Like it's things that people have created within the parameters of the game that kind of like make it differ and make it more fun.
so here's my thing, and I know a lot of people are gonna say something about me asking this question, but don't. What the hell is even the point of the game? Like,
So
the only thing I know is that it's a lot like, from what it sounds like, Town of Salem.
I have no idea what that is. But so basically, at the start of the game, you get rant like there's in a normal game that's like of 10 people, you
Mm-hmm.
have two imposters,
Okay.
and so the imposter's goal is to kill enough of the like remaining 8 people to where you have uh even numbers of imposters versus crewmates, and that gives you like the win. And so they're like the crewmate's job is to just do like they have like a set number of tasks.
Okay.
So it's just like daily things that you would like find doing on like a spaceship, like daily maintenance stuff like that. So for the crewmates to win, they have to either vote out both imposters
Okay.
or finish their task before the imposters like kill the remaining people. So like even once you die, like you can still do your tasks as a ghost. So like you can still so that way like the crewmates can still win even though like people
Okay. Okay. I'm
so
following you.
it doesn't like have to be like voted out type of thing.
Okay.
But like a scenario that always comes up is you have like two crewmates and one imposter, and like the imposter is always trying to frame like pick somebody to frame,
Yeah.
and then the crewmate is going to immediately be like, well no, like I'm not, because like they know that they're not the imposter, so they're
Yeah, but-
immediately going to put
but
back.
at
So
the end of the day,
basically you're
it's-
putting one person on a spot to make the decision that's either going to win or lose the game, and it happens so many times.
Okay. Okay. So it is a lot like Town of Salem. Town of Salem, I played it in high school. Was kind of the same idea. It was based a lot on the Salem witch trials,
Mm-hmm.
and you join a server and you have X amount of players, and you get different jobs, which you don't have to go out and do anything. You just get labeled like doctor, sheriff, lawyer, whatever.
Yeah.
And there's one that's the witch,
Mm-hmm.
and they kill people, and hit night, come back, you realize someone's dead, they write whatever in their notes, and you got to figure out who's the witch. It sounds like it's kind of the same thing. I need to play it. There's a lot of things I need to play though, but
So like the best part about it is like it's legitimately like $5.
yeah,
It's
that's
not
what I
even
heard.
it's not even expensive. Like it's been one of my favorite things that I've paid for in like the last 2 months. Because it's like the people that I've played it with, it just makes it so much fun. I just enjoy it so much. Like I really do.
That's what I've heard, that a lot of people really like it, and I don't know. I guess I'll just have to give it a try, because I have friends that play it, and it honestly does look really fun. But and I know I've told you this a couple times, and there's one game that I personally don't like. I cannot stand some Fortnite, dude. I tried playing it in the beginning. I
It
played
was
it.
one of those games that it was like hit or miss with people.
It was really missed with me. I played when it first launched. I played the first couple days, and I could never really get into it. You know,
Yeah.
it wasn't anything that I was like, oh my god, it's Fortnite. I was like, okay, I gave it a try. But now they have like Kratos.
Yeah, so like one of the things that they've done, like they've done it throughout, was just so what is it? The like when the Avengers came out, the Russo brothers were like big fans of the game, I guess.
Yeah.
And so they had worked out a deal with Fortnite where you could have there was a limited time mode where you would play for like I think it was like a minute or two
Mm-hmm.
like after the game starts, and like you're just going like you're doing your normal like getting your like first loot, trying to find stuff, like killing the people that land with you. And then and you have like that little period, and then randomly somewhere on the map the Infinity Gauntlet would drop. And so whoever picked up the Infinity Gauntlet became Thanos. And Thanos had like a ridiculously high health bar, and he had like basically like one hit KOing moves and stuff like that. And so like the goal is still to be the last one standing. It's
Yeah,
just
kind of like
it's just
Warzone.
now, yeah, like just now like you get to be Thanos while doing it.
And it's
And
like
so they've taken it from that, and then it got featured in um the Avengers Endgame.
Yeah.
It got featured with the Noob Master.
I did like the picture. Everyone wishes that Noob Master was either Tony Stark or Loki. That would have been hilarious. Noob Master, it's me, Thor. God of Thunder.
But they took it from there, and they've had other like featured characters. So like John Wick was like they had a lot of things where they like based like skins and stuff like that off of people. So like obviously like one of the first like big ones was like John Wick. Like they didn't call it John Wick,
but
it was John Wick.
yeah.
Which ironically they actually went back and had like partnered with John Wick for one of the things, and like you can get actual John Wick where it looks like Keanu. And so since then they had Star Wars for the Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, I remember you showed me that.
So you can now like they have like some stormtrooper things, and
I'll never forget. I saw a meme where some dude's on Tinder,
oh yeah,
and do you play Fortnite? No.
No.
Your profile says Stormtrooper. And that's a character on Fortnite. It's like phone Anakin Skywalker.
All right, time to burn it. But I know that they had a big one after Endgame,
Yeah.
where you could be like the original Avengers basically, and so they had like you could like they obviously put in the skins, but then like you had certain weapons that you could get. One of them was like Captain America's shield. You had like Tony Stark's like what was it, like the ion, like whatever, his little hand blaster thing.
Yeah.
So you could do that, and it would shoot like those little laser ball things. You had like the Hawkeye bow. You had Black Widow's like pistols or whatever.
Yeah.
You had Mjolnir. Was it no Stormbreaker? It wasn't Mjolnir. It was Stormbreaker because it was Endgame. So like it was different weapons, and like they always have like limited time modes. Deadpool has been in it, where it was like a big thing to like you could like it took a little bit of time to get, but you could like unlock the Deadpool skin.
Yeah.
Who else have they had? They've had Kratos. I think Kratos is the newest one. God, they have, because they've also had like musicians, because like they had like a Marshmallow event where like he put on a live concert through Fortnite, like over like an internet concert through Fortnite, like, and let me tell you, that thing was wild.
Oh, I bet.
I know Travis Scott has done one. What else have they done? I know there's more. And they just had the Mandalorian one, so like you can get like the Mandalorian like Beskar armor as your character in the game.
I mean, I've heard a lot of like, different skins and all that. I don't know. I'm still not down for it. I mean, if you play Fortnite, more power to you. That's what you like. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, you're better than. No, if you like Fortnite, go ahead. I personally don't like it, and it's not for like anything they did to me. I just try to play it. Can't exactly say I can't. I never got into it. It was hit or like you said, it's hit or miss. I was always more of a.
Yeah, I haven't played it in a while. It wasn't like there was a lot that they did and like made some changes that I didn't like, and then it just got to the point where like if you played against somebody, so they put in like crossplay, which is really cool, but then it just got to the point where like the crossplay part was just so hard to actually, like if you were on console, like it was hard to compete with the people on like PC.
Yeah.
And then just like everybody just got so good and I wasn't, and like it was on, like it made it harder to like actually play.
Yeah.
Not even like play well, but just like play, because it was just like it's like one of those things where like you're just going in there trying to have fun, and like everybody's trying to be like the next Booga and like win the $1 million Fortnite champions.
That is one thing that I've never liked about online. I still play online. I still play Call of Duty occasionally. But one thing I've never liked about online is people taking that shit like super like, oh my god, I'm gonna do like. If I get like I play a couple rounds of Call of Duty, I'll get off and be an adult. But I mean, if you online game, that's your thing. More power to you. Like I said, I mean, I got nothing against you.
I was about to say that's not the Call of Duty in the game that I sweat.
No, I don't. I don't really sweat Call. I did like back in Black Ops 1 days when I was in like middle school and all that. I was then I was a little into it, but now I'm more kind of like I am not trying to make my money off of playing Warzone. I'm playing to have fun, and once I stop having fun, I just turn it off. But no, like my games are I'm a Resident Evil guy. I've played every Resident Evil game because those are some of the best games in my opinion. I mean, there was a couple stinkers, a couple games that kind of stuck, and you got the generic Resident Evil cheese, where you open a door and there's a zombie right there. And I never liked the inverted controls.
But yeah, I've one of my friends will like randomly stream, and that's been the game that she streamed like the last couple of times. And oh my god, one? Is it? I want to say, I feel like it's like 7.
Is it first person?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
no, it's not it's like third person, but it's.
Most of the Resident Evil games are third person. I want to say, I don't know what game started the first person, but I know Res 7 is first person, and I know Resident Evil 8's going to be. But
maybe it's 6, and I don't know. Like it's just so funny watching her play this, because like she'll just be in the middle of like talking about stuff, and then just out of nowhere, like bam, like something kicks in a wall. Yeah. And it's like, just watching her like scream. It's
I've played it at like,
because it always comes like when you're least expecting it, and it's the funniest thing to me.
Well, it's just like if you put hardcore mode, you get to your like safe houses, your like safe areas where you can save and you have your boxes and all that. If you get to some of those areas, they don't care that you're in a safe area. They'll kick in the door if you're playing hardcore mode. But like those Call of Cthulhu is a good one for me. I want to say it's based off like an RPG.
Mm-hmm.
And you're basically going through Innsmouth. And I don't think you're in Innsmouth. But you're doing like old like Lovecraft stuff. And there's like 9 different endings. And when I finished the game, I saved. And I went back and made all these choices. Like just see the different endings. It's an interesting game. That and always the Arkham games and the Spider-Man games, dude. The Arkham games are awesome. You still got to go through 9 years of getting Riddler trophies. But, to each his own. But I'm not an avid gamer, I'm more of a, I guess you would say a social gamer.
I was say you're more like casual, like you're just
I'm more of
chill, have fun.
like I haven't played anything in a week and a half. Like I've just been kind of hanging out. I don't need to play video games. Unlike my middle school me. Middle school me was on Call of Duty all the time. Just as much as I could. I wanted to be famous, and now I'm just like, look, I just want to have fun.
I was about to say, I actually played COD. It was like last Friday, like after, like real late at night with like one of the dudes that I watched like stream. Actually, maybe it was Saturday night.
Yeah.
One of the guys that I watched stream, like he was like he had needed an extra person. I was like, sure, okay, let's play. This will be fun. And like it was the first time that I've legitimately played in like a month and a half.
Yeah, like I haven't played.
And by the like our last game of the night, I had like a 7-kill game going on.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I still got it. It took me a few games, but like I still.
Yeah, I got.
Like there were a couple of games where like I just kind of like snapped off and was like hitting shots, and I was like, all right, I remember how to do this.
Well, it's kind of like I texted you the other day. I played the other day, and we went. I think we're playing team deathmatch.
Yeah.
And they got 100, and we got 37. 30 of which were mine. And I was like, dude, what the hell? But no, did you hear the news though? What? Kind of transitioning a little bit. The Justice League news.
I heard that they put a release date on it.
March 25th. Is it March 25th? Yeah, I want to say March 25th.
What movie is coming out for March for them on HBO Max? Because I know they basically have like one movie a month.
Okay, that's not true. Let me see. March 25th. For
the HBO Max, because they had it seemed like it was like about one movie a month.
I want to say it was.
Because they basically just like filled up every month with like movies.
Yeah,
that you could watch.
Let me see. Tom and Jerry.
Oh, that's the March movie?
Yeah. Tom and Jerry's in March. Many Saints of Newark is in March. And yeah, that's it. So I'm going to watch Tom and Jerry because...
That's Tom and Jerry. You got
Yeah, if you don't like Tom and Jerry, there's something wrong. You didn't have a good childhood. You need a hug. But no, I mean, they put out the release date for Justice League, which I think it's kind of funny because they've been running the ringer on Justice League for easily a year. I mean, we've had 3 different release dates. Now we have a set in stone release date.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they said that they're going to put out another trailer for either Justice League or BVS because they're doing the IMAX version.
Yeah.
And I was like, are they going to put out another trailer? Are they going to put out the same trailer with 2 seconds of footage where you just see like a Green Lantern ring or something? But they did say you're going to get a first look at Martian Manhunter.
Okay.
Because I think they said Martian Manhunter is going to be in it. I think they slightly said that Green Lantern will be. So, we have a couple months.
He is part of the Justice League. It would make sense.
He is. We have a couple months, and I mean, and in Justice League they showed lanterns. But
because they showed in that early like Earth scene or whatever where they were fighting Steppenwolf.
Yeah, they showed
it showed the one Green Lantern dying and like the ring floating off. Obviously going to the next person, but like you never saw it land or anything.
So I'm interested in seeing that. I think they said Ryan Reynolds might be coming back. I think that they were in talks with him or something.
I honestly didn't mind Ryan Reynolds as Green Lantern. I just minded the writing of the movie.
The writing was bad, but him as Green Lantern, it works because
it was also the fact that the movie was so it was really, really, really fast paced.
Yes.
To the point that it kind of ruined, because like they limited the actual like time on the movie.
Yeah.
And so they like had so much backstory that by the time they got to like the big finale, they had like 10 minutes to get it in, it seemed like, and it just didn't work.
And I don't know. I mean, I personally don't really want Hal Jordan. I want Jon Stewart, man.
I would say that's the one that like we grew up with. So
Give me, if you get Idris Elba as Jon Stewart Green Lantern, I'll die a happy man.
I wouldn't mind.
I think they did say that Diggle from Arrow is going to be the CW's Green Arrow. Or Green Lantern.
I wouldn't mind that.
I wouldn't mind that at all, because I've always liked Diggle to begin with. He's funny. And
his name also is John.
Yeah. But no, I mean, what are your thoughts about Justice League? What do you think? I mean, we've obviously seen 9 different trailers. What do you think? What do you think that they're hiding? What do you think? What character do you think that they're going to put in that you didn't expect to see?
I mean, I feel like we kind of know what's coming. It's not that it's something that we haven't expected to see. It's just something that we haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
Because they've hidden the extra characters very, very well.
Very well. And here's my thing. If they're going to drop Joker, they're not going to put all their cards on the table.
Yeah, like there's so much that it's kind of like there's just so much that we don't know to expect, but we'll get there. Like I feel like we're going to get a Lantern, like you said that they had put something for the Martian Manhunter, so like we're obviously going to get that. Like it's just we haven't seen it yet. That's the only thing.
And I think that they're done announcing stuff. Well, they did announce, though, that Amber Heard's role is going to be very reduced to the point where if they need to replace her, they will. I mean, and I even thought I read something today that said that they're in talks to replace her. So, I mean, and it might just be for Aquaman 2, because at this point, she's already in Justice League.
Yeah.
She's already going to be in it. I'll watch Justice League. I won't complain about her being in there, because at this point it's like just like Luke Skywalker. It's inevitable.
It's inevitable.
But for Aquaman 2, if they really are in talks to replace her, I'm cool with it.
You and me both.
But no, I mean, now that we've finished, Mando, we have another year before Mando, we have another amount of time before any Star Wars stuff. We still have WandaVision on the horizon. It's there. It's almost out of reach.
Yeah, we can go into that let's do that for next episode. We'll have a couple weeks to talk about it. We can, talk about things that we want to see. I know that they just had this extra trailer that they just dropped where we got like our first looks at some of the characters.
Yeah. And
it looks really good.
It looks really good, and I really can't wait. Disney Plus has yet to fail us.
You are correct.
But we gather here, like I said earlier, the Justice League of old, like the Avengers, like the Guardians, and we talk pop culture, and we just sit here and have a good time. But at the end of the day, we can't keep doing this without you guys, so thank you for the subscriptions.
Yeah,
thank you for the likes.
Thank you for all the subscribers, the likes, just all the watches in general.
Oh yeah, we appreciate it. Let us know what other things you want us to do. I know we've said that we want to do a Marvel rewatch, correct?
Yeah, like an MCU rewatch. Like we'll have, just kind of like we'll watch it on our own, and then just have like a little thing talking about each movie. Individually.
I know I want to do DC, and I'm thinking if there's any shows that they want either us or just me or just whatever, however you decide to watch, I'm thinking about doing that too.
Yeah, that'll be down the line.
Yeah, down the line doing some more stuff. So comment, subscribe, all that.
Yeah, and as with specifically today, just we want to wish all y'all a Merry Christmas.
We hope Christmas great.
Happy, like we'll be here next week to have the New Year's, but
yeah.
For now, just Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to
Be
whatever you
safe.
celebrate.
Be safe out there. A lot of crazy drivers around the holiday season, so just
I'd say watch out for the snow, but we live in the South.
We live in the South. We're not getting any snow, but I know.
Although to be fair, the weather was supposed to be very cold and it was supposed to rain, so
so
there's a possibility we get a little.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, spend time with your families, because in this year of just everything that's happened, I think a lot of people from everything that's happened, just enjoy your families.
Yeah, enjoy the time together if you can. Enjoy the food. I know I'm gonna enjoy this food.
Oh yeah, I can't
Two
wait.
full days of eating.
Oh yeah, that's Thanksgiving and Christmas. My two favorite parts of the year, just because of the food. I'm not a Christmas guy. You know me. I'm never really been big on it. But before we leave, I actually do have a question for you. What is your favorite Christmas movie?
Oh, this is easy. Christmas Vacation.
Christmas Vacation?
There's no other right choice.
There are other right choices.
No, there's no such thing as
Die Hard.
I'm not saying it's not a Christmas movie. I'm just saying it's the wrong choice.
No, I do love Christmas Vacation. It's one of my favorite Lampoon's movies.
Oh my God, there's not a bad scene in that movie. Every scene is hysterical.
Kiss your ass.
Kiss his ass. Kiss my ass. Happy Hanukkah.
Yeah. Merry Christmas. Holy shit.
Where's the Tylenol?
Yeah.
It's the gift that keeps on giving all year round, Clark.
No, I do love that movie. But yeah, I mean,
Shitter was full.
Just it's like we said, happy holidays, whatever you guys celebrate. Just enjoy your time with your families and
watch Christmas Vacation. It's the best.
Watch Christmas Vacation. Just don't watch A Christmas Story. I was not a fan. Hate A Christmas Story. I'm sorry. A lot of people will get mad at me. I said what I said. I ever told you about A Christmas Story in my family? My older sister, love her to death. You could turn that movie on, put it on mute, and she will recite the entire movie, line for line, right timing and everything.
That's me with Christmas Vacation.
I mean, God.
What is your favorite scene in Christmas Vacation?
Mine is, let me think. I liked Bill Murray's brother. That was always fun. But mine is
Bill Murray's brother.
Yeah, he was the boss. They kidnapped.
That's Bill Murray's.
That's Bill Murray's brother.
I had no idea.
Yeah, it's what's his name? It's like Robert Murray or something.
I had no idea that was Bill Murray's brother.
Mm-hmm. It's Brian Doyle Murray.
Huh? How about that?
But my favorite is probably the sled.
Bingo.
Yeah, but that and always, I mean, it's
let her rip.
Still, it will always be him going on the tirade at the end where he's just, that's Merry Christmas. Holy shit. Where's the Tylenol? I love it. He's just drinking eggnog. It's like, oh, he's plastered. I love that movie. And
it's good.
Yeah. Or the cat or the tree. When the cat goes in the tree and the tree just lights on fire.
Oh, because he chews on the cat takes the plug to the lights and chews on it, and so somebody goes in and plugs it back in, and it electrocutes the cat.
You just
It's so anyone else feel like fried pussycat?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
It lights on fire when the old guy lights up his, because the tree's so dehydrated because the dog kept eating the tree or drinking the tree water.
What I like is on HBO Max they have a section that it happened around Christmas, and you got the first two Die Hards, Batman Returns, all these Christmas movies, which, first of all, if you try and tell me that Die Hard's not a Christmas movie, sorry, you're wrong.
Takes place on Christmas.
Someone could also argue that it's a Hanukkah movie. I heard something the other day about it, and it makes sense if you know some stories about Hanukkah. But no, I mean, Batman Returns, great Christmas movie. Sorry, it's a Christmas movie. I mean, Edward Scissorhands. But if Serena were here, she would make the argument of A Nightmare Before Christmas.
I mean, it's got Christmas in the name.
It's got Christmas in the name. And it's, part of the big thing about that movie is Christmas, Home Alone. Wow. What a hole. I wasn't a big fan of, like, the not Macaulay Culkin ones. Like, I watched them, and they were still funny, but...
I haven't seen anyone past the third one, but just...
The fourth one is so stupid.
Just towels.
I was watching it on Thanksgiving. I think I said
plus the third one has, like, a young Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah. I was sitting there. We were watching at my grandparents' house on Thanksgiving, and my brother was like, he was watching. I was like, you know who that is, right? And he looks. He goes, no. I was like, that's Black Widow. And he goes, he just looks. He's like, is that?
It's a very, very, very young Scarlett Johansson.
Very, very. To where it's like, wow, man, age did you good. But no, we've talked about a lot of great topics today. We've got a Christmas episode for you guys. It'll be up tonight. But anything else you feel like talking about, my man?
I think we're good until next week.
Oh yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna say we'll have some WandaVision stuff for next week, and then we'll kind of see, maybe we'll talk about some Christmas movies.
Oh yeah,
a little bit more.
I mean, we can make a list of movies to watch during this time. So we have no Mando, so we have to watch some things.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a long year. But if there's nothing else you feel like talking about, once again, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, whatever you guys celebrate. Happy, Merry, whatever that.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Happy Honda Days. Toyota-thon.
Whatever you're celebrating this year.
What was the other one? Merry Chrysler.
Merry Chrysler.
Happy
Crisis.
Yeah. Merry Kanishmas for you Chowder fans out there.
That one's over my head.
You never watched Chowder? It was a Cartoon Network show and they had Kanishmas. It was funny. But anyways, until next week, I'm Josh.
I'm Jeff.
And may the force be with you.
And this is the way.